Hey everyone, welcome to my review of Night of Champions. And I am here to talk about Night of Champions. I recently just saw it on I downloaded the pay-per-view. It's right here, Night of Champions. I downloaded it, but I didn't download it through Mega Upload or through Hot File or Mediafire or anything like that. I actually did a torrent, which actually went really fast. So I thank whoever put it in that torrent position as an AVI. I really enjoyed it. Now let's talk about some of the matches. Now the first match of the night I thought was going to be Big Show and CM Punk, but instead we had Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental Championship. Now I don't have the Intercontinental Championship on me as I speak, but let's take the NWA Championship and let's make it the visual aid for the Intercontinental title. I did streamline through a lot of these matches. In other words, I fast forward through some of them by 2 times to 30 times. And I looked at the first match. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the little side story that got going there with Vicky Guerrero and her NXT rookie diva, Caitlyn. Which I believe eventually is going to be the same thing over and over again, basically revealing that Dolph's only using Vicky to gain what he wants, to get what he wants, and doesn't care about her. I think we all see that coming. But anyway, it was a good match, back and forth, and Dolph actually was put over. He actually won the match without getting disqualified, without interference, countouts, or anything like that. Actually won it by waiting on Kofi Kingston to make a mistake, which he did, getting tangled up in the ropes by going for Trouble in Paradise. And Dolph Ziggler is now still, I should say, the Intercontinental Champion. And like I said, I like the little side story going there with Caitlyn and Vicky, so that looks pretty cool. That looks interesting. We'll see what happens from there on SmackDown. But yeah, Dolph is still the Intercontinental Champion. Then the second match of the night, which I believe should have been the first match, was Big Show and CM Punk. I like how they had they gave CM Punk a big pop there, and then of course, being a heel, CM Punk turned on the city, if you will. But anyway, turned on the city and the people in the arena. So anyway, but it was a decent match. I mean, they actually showed CM Punk being very strong against the Big Show, very strong. But in the end, Big Show was able to capitalize on a mistake CM Punk made by coming off the top rope and hit the knockout punch. So yeah, CM Punk does lose the match in his hometown of Chicago, the Big Show. You would think that they would have put CM Punk over against the Big Show in Chicago, but I think when they told Punk to go out and do the heel promo on the city, that's when you knew he was going to lose. So yeah, Big Show beats CM Punk and gets the win. Again, I think this should have been the opening match, not the second match of the night. The third match of the night was for the United States Championship between Daniel Bryan and The Miz. It was actually one of the matches that I didn't skim through, didn't fast forward through. I actually watched the entire thing, and I thought it was a pretty good match. Probably one of the matches of the night. And back and forth. Miz definitely has shown that despite what people say about him, that he has really improved as an in-ring performer. And the one spot in the match I like is when he crotched Daniel Bryan on the top rope and then hit a clothesline, which had Daniel Bryan go back into the ring. And again, it was a back and forth match, just a terrific match. Alex Riley did interfere a couple of times, helping Miz work over I believe it was the left arm of Daniel Bryan. But in the end, again, it's the distraction from Alex Riley, this time backfiring on both Riley and The Miz, thus causing The Miz to get caught into LaBelle crossface, as I call it, and tapping out to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, the new United States Champion. I love how Cole just, flipped out, if you will, got angry at the fact that he believes it was a fluke, this shouldn't have been happened. Miz, slipped. I mean, I love how Michael Cole makes up all these excuses just so he doesn't have to acknowledge the fact that Daniel Bryan has won the U.S. title. And I love how King tells him, here, have some crow, enjoy. Or a mouthful of crow, whoa, enjoy. You know, I love that little line there. But yeah, Daniel Bryan is the new United States champion. So we'll see what happens from there. Daniel Bryan, the new United States champion. Then the fourth match of the night. Now, I am going to tell you this. I don't have no visual aids for those two championships because I don't have those championships, which are the women's and the divas title. But I have these, so let's pretend this is the women's title and this is the divas title. And it was Melina against Michelle McCool. Now, it looked like Layla was not really going to help Michelle during the match, but she does end up helping her towards the end. Basically, the whole getting mad at the fact that it's all Michelle, that Michelle basically had duped her and everything was nothing more than a ruse. So yeah, Michelle ends up winning the match, becomes the unified champion, or I should say Lay Cool wins the match, as they want to put it, because now both ladies have titles. And we'll see what goes from there. I've got a feeling, honestly, this is just going to start something, probably some dissension between Lay Cool or something, I don't really know. But yeah, Lay Cool or Michelle does win the match. One spot I like during the match is when Melina and Michelle went out to the side, outside, that the divas, the Lumberjills, didn't touch Melina, but they touched Michelle, basically beat the hell out of her, if you will. But that did, like I say, cause a distraction enough for Layla to go in, kind of get the distraction on Melina, aid her friend, and thus Michelle is the unified champion, or Lay Cool is. So we'll see what goes from there. So yeah, Michelle is the champion, or Lay Cool is. Then the next match of the night was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Kane and The Undertaker, no holds bar. Definitely a good match, 20 minutes, and yes, Kane did get the win. Kane got the win, got his first big pay-per-view win over The Undertaker throughout the storied rivalry. I like how they finally put Kane over for that, but I think that's just going to culminate again in another match at Hell in a Cell, where, believe it or not, and keep this word in mind, the urn is going to play a huge factor. So yeah, Kane does win. Very physical match, back and forth. Undertaker meeting Kane up at the ramp before Kane's coming down, back and forth match in the crowds all over the place. Very physical. So yeah, Kane does win though by reversing a tombstone into a tombstone of his own. So Kane beats The Undertaker for the first time on pay-per-view. So that's a pretty big deal, and that's what a lot of fans were hoping for. So yeah, Kane is still the World Heavyweight Champion. Then the next match of the night was a tag team turmoil match. Hart Dynasty taking on the Usos, Santino and Vladimir, Mark Henry and Evan Bourne, and Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Usos really got established here. I'm not lying here. I mean, everybody's been saying, oh, the Usos, you know, they're not going to get established. You know, they'll put on superstars. They're losing to Santino and Vladimir. You know, they're nothing now. They actually got established. They beat the Hart Dynasty, eliminated them. They beat Santino and Vladimir. Of course, Vladimir and Santino were only in there for about a minute. But yeah, they actually established them. So I'm thinking they're finally going to try to push the Usos a little bit in the tag team division, what there is. And yeah, so Santino and Vladimir get eliminated. And then, of course, the Usos, they get eliminated by Evan Bourne and Mark Henry. And then out comes McIntyre and Rhodes. Had a great interaction between both teams, if you will, throughout the final minutes. But in the end, McIntyre and Rhodes are the new tag team champions. So we'll see what goes from there. But like I said, when I was talking about the unification of the titles, this is obviously going to be one of the first steps. I think we're seeing the signs right here, because now you're seeing a lot of people being put into tag teams that you wouldn't expect, and McIntyre and Rhodes being one of them. So we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, they are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. That's all I'm going to say for now. I will be back with part 2 of my review, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.